Commander Zethkar of the Hegemony Fleet had studied the behavioral patterns of over 300 sentient species across the galaxy. Each had followed predictable paths when confronted with overwhelming force, submission, negotiation, or swift extinction. The bipedal mammals of the third planet in the Sol system would be no different. The humans had been spacefaring for barely 2 centuries when the Hegemony discovered them. Their technology was primitive, their ships laughably slow, their weapons crude chemical propellants and basic fusion reactors. The assessment was unanimous among the Hegemony's xenobiologists, another young species ripe for subjugation or elimination. "Begin the demonstration," Zethkar commanded from the bridge of his flagship, the Void's Edge. The massive dreadnought hung in space beyond Pluto's orbit, its weapons trained on the small human research station orbiting the dwarf planet. The particle beam lanced through the void, vaporizing the station in a brilliant flash. 17 humans died in that instant, the first casualties of what the Hegemony expected to be a brief campaign. Within hours, every human military frequency crackled with the same transmission. "This is Fleet Commander Zethkar of the Galactic Hegemony. Your species has been deemed unworthy of independent existence. Surrender your worlds and submit to Hegemony rule, or face extinction. You have 72 of your hours to comply." The response came faster than Zethkar had anticipated. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Fleet. We've received your message. Our answer is no." Zethkar's mandibles clicked, in what his species considered laughter. "Admiral Chen, you misunderstand your position. We have destroyed your outer station with a single shot. Our fleet numbers in the thousands. Your entire species possesses perhaps 200 vessels worthy of the name warship. Logic dictates surrender." "Logic," came Chen's voice, steady and cold, "dictates that you don't know humans very well." The war began at 300 Earth Standard Time on a Tuesday. The Hegemony had expected either immediate capitulation or a series of desperate, uncoordinated attacks. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented in their millennia of conquest, a species that grew stronger under pressure. The first human fleet to engage Zethkar's forces was decimated. Of 47 Earth vessels, only 3 limped back to Mars orbit. By conventional military logic, humanity should have sued for peace. Instead, they did something the Hegemony had never seen before. They learned. Within weeks, human engineers were reverse engineering Hegemony technology from battlefield debris. Their scientists worked around the clock. Their military academies compressed years of training into months. Most remarkably, their civilian population didn't flee or surrender. They volunteered. Factories retooled overnight. Mining operations in the asteroid belt tripled output. Every human seemed to understand that their species' survival hung in the balance. "They're adapting too quickly," Subcommander Relthak reported to Zethkar after the 4th engagement. "Their tactics evolve after every battle. Their new ships incorporate our own technology but improved. How is this possible?" Zethkar studied the tactical displays. The humans had lost that battle too, but they'd taken 12 Hegemony vessels with them, triple their previous ratio. "No species advances this rapidly under duress. Run a full analysis of their biology. I want to understand what we're fighting." The report that came back changed everything. "Sir," the Hegemony's chief xenobiologist reported, "humans evolved from persistence hunters. On their homeworld, they literally ran their prey to death over days or weeks. Their entire psychology is built around endurance, adaptation, and never giving up. The stress of warfare isn't breaking them, it's making them stronger." As if to prove the point, long-range sensors detected massive human construction projects in the outer system. They weren't just building ships, they were building infrastructure, orbital foundries, massive fusion reactors, entire cities carved into asteroids. In less than a year, they had transformed their solar system into a fortress. The turning point came when humanity unveiled their new flagship, the Defiant. It wasn't just built with salvaged Hegemony technology. It was better. Human engineers had identified weaknesses in Hegemony design that the aliens themselves hadn't noticed in millennia of use. Admiral Chen's voice crackled across the comm, as the Defiant led a fleet of 50 new human warships toward Zethkar's position. "Commander, you made a crucial error. You thought we were like every other species you'd conquered. But humans don't break. We adapt, we overcome, and we remember." The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, Zethkar's flagship was crippled and drifting. Half the hegemony fleet was debris. The humans had won their first major victory, but they didn't stop there. Human forces pressed their advantage following retreating hegemony ships through hyperspace. Their technology continued to evolve at an unprecedented rate. Within 5 years, human vessels were superior to hegemony ships in every measurable way. Within 10, human forces had liberated 6 different species from hegemony control. Zethkar, now a prisoner aboard a human vessel, finally understood the magnitude of his mistake. He had tested humanity's resolve, expecting to find weakness. Instead, he had awakened something that would reshape the galaxy. "Your error," Admiral Chen told him during one of their conversations, "was assuming we were like everyone else. Humans don't just fight wars, we transform because of them. Every challenge makes us stronger, smarter, more determined. You didn't just attack a species, Commander. You attacked an idea. The idea that beings should be free to choose their own destiny." The war ended not with humanity's surrender, but with the complete dissolution of the galactic hegemony. Dozens of liberated species formed the new Galactic Federation with humans as reluctant but respected leaders. Years later, as Chen stood on the bridge of the Federation flagship, watching the construction of humanity's first deep space exploration vessel, she reflected on the aliens' crucial miscalculation. They had tested humanity's resolve, expecting to find the breaking point of just another species. Instead, they had lit a fire that would burn across the stars for generations to come.